You may not have all the tools right now, but if you continue working at it, well, you'll start to see the tools that you need, because you might have the right idea, but working with the wrong tools right now. And that's why I was working with the wrong tools. I was using paper and pencil to draw when my paper and pencil was better used for writing the story.
Yeah. I lay on the scale, you gotta glow. You gotta glow. She had my attention, she gotta know.
I'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of the Let's Get Podcast. I'm your host Zeke, and in this episode, I'm my friend Ashley to speak about her entrepreneurial journey in creating Bellz Signature Creatives. You can find out more about her business by clicking the link in the description below. All day of content warning for any strong language used in this episode, and hope you have a nice day and enjoy the show.
Cool. Is recording? Yeah. So, I'd like to thank you for joining the podcast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yay. So, the first question I'd like to ask is, what would your origin story be, and how would you like to represent it?
My origin story starts from me changing my major back at Baruch from accounting to corporate communications. Like many college students, you find out that, what you originally thought you wanted to do is not exactly fitting into what you see yourself doing 5, 10, 20 years from now. And I'm grateful that I was able to figure that out now than to wait that long and figure it out. And so I changed my major, and then I was trying to find exactly what part of communications I wanted to work in, because it ranges from being a corporate communications professional working for the Fortune 500 companies to touching a bit on marketing. You can do some advertising as well. I've done internships in those areas, but I learned that I really wanted to be a publicist, and kind of tied in a lot of the things that I wanted to do from a young age, from wanting to work in entertainment, but not necessarily be in front of the camera all the time, connecting with people and just sharing a bunch of stories. So I started looking into PR opportunities and internships, and found my mentor last summer, and been just working on national, local projects, and I'm in the process of developing my own agency. So that's pretty much my story.
Nice. And how would you represent it? Would you write a book, make a movie, make a series?
So I love writing since I was in first grade, and I've been writing stories that have yet to be published. So I feel like I'd probably write a story and then take that story and turn it into a movie, or maybe a video game. Like I have one in the process of being developed now. So yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to see my story on one of my video games. It'd be interesting to watch.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna play it, and you're like, this level, I didn't make this level. I didn't make this level. It was me.
Right. Yeah, no, I am definitely trying to, figure out how to properly tell my story, because I'm gonna definitely eventually get to a point where I'm gonna write a book, and help hopefully other young entrepreneurs that go into school thinking that they know what they want to do, they know what they're going to major and everything else, and helping young people to realize that we don't have to have all the answers. I know we hear that all the time when we go into internships and stuff, but it's not just with internships, it's with life too. And just actively take initiative to learn and continue being a student in life, period.
Cool. So, when you decided to change your major, were you scared, or you was like, this is more of like this is like the right decision? You was like, I'm confident in this.
I feel like it was a process because I was scared because like my family, they're all about, okay, what's the game plan? And when I wanted to change my major, I hadn't come up with the game plan yet. So it was scary at first because I'm just like, I've spent a year, 2 years, 2.5 years studying to be an accountant, internships. If I continue to go down this path, I could be secured with a job and everything else. But by the time I started to develop my plan, my game plan, is when I started to realize that this really wasn't for me, and I might not be as successful as I think I will be if I continue going down that road. So I just, decided I'm gonna go, talk to career development, ask them for what resources, because I'm sure what I noticed was I wasn't the only one that was switching my major. So how can I do it in a way that's not going to have a huge negative impact on me? And I developed my game plan in a month and a half and was ready to keep moving forward. So that way when I told my parents, like, guys, changing my major, they were just like, and the game plan is, I'm like, I have the game plan, I know what I'm gonna do. And I kept moving forward, and I think that's what made it okay. To show that, keep going.
Yeah, I understand. I feel you because, like I said, multiple episodes, I see my major twice, and then I was like, each time was just recalibration. Like, what's next? What am I gonna do?
Exactly.
And you changed it. What year you changed it?
So I changed my minor initially my sophomore year, and then my junior year I changed my major. And yeah, so I went from being a accounting major with a Spanish minor to a corporate communications major with a theater minor. Yeah, which actually helped me to write my video game and set me up to be a publicist. So it all worked out.
It's like a good combination of like the career, like, okay, this is like the business part of it, this is your major, and then like helping you to present yourself, and then Zeke is like your minor.
Yeah, definitely. And then also I wanted to make sure that, because I know with our school, we had the option to do strictly communications, but I have a passion for business as well. So I didn't just want to give up on all of the other skill sets and other experiences that I had within businesses. So that's why I specifically chose to do corporate communications. So that way I can expand upon the different types of communication opportunities out there for me while I was solidifying what I wanted to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And so finding that passion, like what was that spark? Like what about communication makes you passion? What is your passion?
I love to connect, and I love to talk to people and share stories. So I feel like there's no other major that really kind of in itself says that. And you don't have to necessarily be talking face to face with somebody. You can be talking through emails. You can be talking through podcasts are now a big thing, movies, books, video games, all these different ways in which communications is a big part of the industry, but you don't really think about it. So for me, it was just a thing. It was just about here's this giant, kind of like an enterprise of itself. Like you have accounting, you have business, you have communications, you have art, and they all are kind of intertwined into one. Communications for me is just one part of a bigger picture. Having the skills from accounting, having the knowledge and experience from different businesses that I've worked with, and now learning some new art skills as well. I feel like it's kind of giving me the opportunity to kind of continue forming that big picture that I have in my mind.
Nice. I can see why we're friends. We're pretty similar.
Yeah.
And so how long you been gaming?
I've been gaming for several years. Not that into PS4s and I cannot tell you all the other video games out there. That's really all I know. I had a Nintendo DS Lite when I was a kid with the Zelda game.
The gold one that came with the Zelda game?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got it for my birthday when I was about 12 or so. Played that when I was using my Nintendo like for years. I was the type of kid that would get all of the Imagine career games. So I had like the Imagine fashion designer, Imagine boutique shop, Imagine wedding planner, like all those different types of entrepreneurial, business oriented type games. That was my thing. So now I've played more video games on Episodes, which is an app. It's called Episodes Interactive officially, but it's an app on Android and Apple devices where writers are telling stories, and you use code on their platform to share stories in a variety of genres: drama, fantasy, science fiction, horror, love stories. And I've been playing that for about, I want to say 4 or 5 years now. And it's really evolved in like so many things in society to be more inclusive and celebrate the different types of people in our world. Like they created a few months ago avatars that have different body shapes, different skin tones. So where you're always trying to figure out how to get your skin tone for Black people to kind of match how light or dark your hue is. This allows you to really do that because it has a variety of different skin tones for people of color. And it also has different hairstyles and just like other things that you actually see in real life. They started to incorporate in the last 2 years, I would say. Maybe even longer, maybe 3 years, 2-3 years, they've started to really incorporate a lot more of those aspects to allow writers to include in their stories. So we have like LGBT, Q plus stories are celebrated on the platform. They also have interracial stories that are shared on the platform. And when my game comes out, definitely can't wait to share with you guys. I've just finished the first episode, but I have to write 2 more episodes before I can officially announce it. So that's going to be coming up soon. Hopefully I'll have it out by holidays, so when people are on winter break and they're home, they can play my video game. But yeah, definitely like just that for me, if I'm taking a quick break from just work and school and everything else, I will just like sit in the corner for like 20 minutes, play a video game.
Nice. That's so many things to say, like how one of my favorite YouTubers on the Black Hole Podcast, he talks about how like video games like the PlayStation stuff like that, like Madden and things, they when it comes to like black characters, they don't have like a lot of variety, and like we don't have braids anymore. We have different hairstyles now, different skin tones. Like that's how like a major issue, and you guys and your like episodes are starting too long.
Right.
Really,
Yeah.
really show variety, and then like people are starting to see the whatchamacallit, the like people are starting to see like the use of video games and like how it can be part into different things. I didn't, because this is new to me. The episode is new to me. How you guys are using it to present stories.
Right.
So, like, is there like a gameplay to it? What type of gameplay is it? What type of gameplay?
I'm not sure. I mean, I can definitely share the app with you because you'd probably be able to determine what type of gameplay it is. I just know that before I switched to my iPhone a few years ago, I was playing it on my Android devices. And then what I will say for any of the episode users that may or may not be listening to this podcast, they understand. When you switch from Android to Apple devices, you kind of lose your games. So all the stories that you heard, you kind of have to go back and reread them. So if you're ever switching your phone, make sure you finish playing all your episode games because you will have to restart your entire account. But yeah, I can definitely send you the app information because I'm not sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I don't mind playing some of these stories. It's really fun.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I can see what type of this. It's like lifestyle, like light magazines. Where people choose their story, people choose their adventure, and then you read through it.
Some of them there's a range of them, so you can customize some of the stories where you're just changing the outfits, and some writers just want to stick to their script, or you can even customize the complete character, get to make certain decisions in the stories. And I know some authors, I don't know if Episode's still doing this, but they pay some of the authors for their story that they write.
Nice. Money over everything.
Hopefully my story gets to that level. So for readers, it means more opportunities I can get to earn a little passive income off the video game.
I can see that. But I've been playing video games since I was 2 years old with the PlayStation 1.
Okay. You're a hardcore gamer. Got it.
It's more casual because like I keep up with the news. I'm not gonna play all the games because that costs money, and I don't have money all the time.
Yeah, I got you.
This kind of something to keep me busy while I'm home.
Yeah. Something to just pass the time by. And then finish your break and get back to what you got going on in life, you know?
So switching back to like more of the marketing and stuff. So you're starting to build your own agency. How's that going?
But building my own agency has actually been interesting. It's not my first time trying to build a business, but it's much different now because like when you're starting a business when you're a kid, you know, some kids are able to sustain it and keep it growing. And some kids kind of, okay, I did this for a little while. Now I'm going to, move on to something else. For me, I started a tutoring company when I was in middle school. And I ended up moving on from that and focusing on different clubs and sports and activities at my high school when I moved up. So now starting my own agency and kind of really making it a business, a small business, is completely different. But it's still just been a fun experience because, sorry about my dog.
Not the only episode that's happened before.
It's been a fun experience because I thought I wanted to start out with just, you know, a small PR agency, and that's where Bellz Creatives and Bellz Chic Public Relations and Communications came from. But I learned that I wanted to grow my business one day in the near future to be more. So that's going to incorporate some more of my writing, more of my video games and stuff of that nature, and still be a PR agency, a marketing agency, advertising company as well. So that's going to be soon. That's going to be revealed soon as well. Hopefully beginning of next year or sooner. I'm hoping to have everything together for that.
So by the time this episode should be done. Got it.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully by when this episode comes out, the website will be ready. Everything will be set.
Oh, web design. That's the devil.
Yeah. I'm learning so many different skills that I thought I understood when I was younger, but things have changed in the last 10 years. So it's just like, I'm gonna need somebody's help. I'm really gonna need somebody's help. And understanding that that's okay too. We can't keep thinking, you know, oh, I can do this on my own. I'm gonna work full time. I'm going to create my own design and manage my social media and create the website. And there's people that do that, and I commend those people. However, you know, managing school, home, working multiple jobs, and then trying to start a side business, for me, I'm not, you know, one to say that, okay, I need a little help, I need a little guidance, and how can, you know, I find the right person to help me build my website, to help me really get the image that I have in my head for not just what I want now, but what I'm looking to, Smokey, I'm so sorry, what I'm looking to do in the future as well with my business properly. I lost my train of thought for a second. Somewhere with that. But no, not being, you know, Superman or Superwoman, just trying to do it all. And also just, you know, freelancing is hard. It really is. To all my fellow freelancers out there, I understand, you know, it's not the easiest job in the world. And I feel like 2020 has really been, I'm going to start calling 2020 the year of the pivot, because if you were the freelancer that going to events, like photographers had to go to events, you now have to really rethink how you're going to manage that industry, your company within that industry, because for months, that was something that you couldn't really do or focus on. Now you have the guidelines where you can kind of pick up more business, but people also have to remember that some people are trying to bounce back. So when you see a freelancer go up on their prices, understand that it's going to be some time before you can, you know, be like, oh, well, isn't there this discount, or why did you go up? We went up because we also have to survive and make sure our company sustains for the next quarter, the next year, and down the road. I'm so sorry with my dog attitude today.
Yeah, I get that. Cause trying to manage this is sometimes like I don't feel like doing anything today. I just want to take a rest and just forget about it.
Yeah.
Cause it's like a marathon that never stops.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And what I've loved is I've gotten to learn so many things from other freelancers. I worked with this amazing graphic designer um, who is T Media. Shout out to Tiffany. Definitely look into her brand and what she has going on. She's helped me with making my brand and my agency that I'm developing really embody what I want for the future, and marketing and how that's more than just creating a flyer, putting it out there on, the internet on your personal page one time. I participate in a monthly marketing group to learn different skills and develop marketing strategies so that way people know what's going on with my company's brand and then my personal brand, because people are interested in who is behind that company. What's a business? Ivory Park with Beyonce, her clothing line that she has. Perfect. People love Ivory Park. Now they see Beyonce's face on it. They are even more in love with it. Okay, this is something that Beyonce is doing. People know who Beyonce is, what she's about, and what she stands for. Now you attach that to Ivy Park, I'm sorry. And that being of a different, lane, but also, it attracts more attention because they associate it with Queen Bee. So more people are going to, they just dropped, I think they're dropping them next week, next Friday, some new clothes. So I have to see what's going on because I saw some outfits that I did like. So I will definitely be checking that out soon for myself.
Yeah, and then we building from scratch, building from start. More of this, all right, cool. What's next? Everything is next.
Exactly. And for me, the biggest thing is staying organized. And so I'm all about planners, and I decided to create one. So I just created my own planner, and knowing how this year went from people having their planners where they had it set from 2020 to 2021. Now, that's kind of just went out the window. 2020 gone. It's like, bye. So I created a planner where, since we might be continuing with this virus in the near future, my planner, it doesn't have a set year. So if you are having meetings at work and you are concentrating on, daily tasks at your job or even in school, being a student myself, one week, then the next week you are not as, involved with meetings or projects and assignments, that's okay. You don't have to have that planner for every single day use, because I know myself, I don't always write down everything every single week. But this planner particularly allows me to pick up where I left off and kind of keep track and stay focused on what I'm doing. And I'm going to order a few more copies. This is my copy that I ordered. And I'm going to be having it for sale soon for a Black Friday. And the digital copy is in my bio in my Instagram. So make sure to check it out. And I want to say by mid-November, you should be able to purchase. I'm going to try to get 2 versions of the physical copy, so that way for people who like big planners and for those that like small planners as well.
Nice. So by the time that episode come out, you guys should be able to get it.
Yep. It's the Schedule for Me weekly planner.
Yeah. I'm in the first planner. It's just great. Never used it.
Yeah, no, this one has some cute sayings to keep you motivated, note section in the back, the weekly breakdown, what your focus is on for the week, a little note section there as well, and a monthly reflection so you can review, whatever set goals or plans that you have for the month, like we do for the week, what you achieved and what you're planning for the following month.
Nice.
Yep.
And with all that, did you find your target market, or are you still building that perfect customer, building a perfect customer?
I think that my target market is mainly Gen Z and millennials, because millennials are excited, kind of already have this going, got their businesses rolling, but they're still most millennials are still willing to learn and interested in different products and different services that will help them improve what they're doing. And then Generation Z is for all of the students, and not just in graduate school, because I know Generation C is starting to hit there, but the students in college, high school, that are just getting started. I met a 12-year-old that has a business already. And she is just doing her thing. And it's okay, it's not just the age group thing anymore. People are not just developing small businesses because of a necessity to survive, but because they have a passion for doing something outside of their daily routines, I'll say. And they are looking to share that. Whether they're looking to monetize that or not, they're looking to share that passion with other people.
Yeah. And it's good to have a support system at home, help them with that and everything. I try to make money. I went to say go to school. I was whatever. I always try to make money.
Yep.
Money.
Exactly.
And do you feel like you're enjoying the classes right now? Say it's all right, there's more. Each time you open one door, there's more doors behind that door.
You said, am I enjoying my classes?
Or you're enjoying your time doing this? Or
I am really enjoying the process and getting to learn and hone in on the skills that I had and kind of reuse them and what's the word I'm looking for? Evolve the skills that I had growing up. I remember I used to trace because I couldn't draw all that well. And so that turned into creating, I feel like, a different type of art that kind of made me interested in digital art, because rather than tracing a cartoon for my projects to get the character that I wanted, and so I'm going to have to draw a stick figure. When I was in elementary school, I would digitalize that character that I had in my head, and then that turned into my video game. So just, continuing to stay focused on, that one thing that you enjoy doing. May not understand it, I didn't understand why I was always, drawing stuff, knowing that I really couldn't do it, but it became something better over time. So definitely, just for all your viewers, for anybody that is watching this, don't give up on that. Like those tiny little things, you'll eventually realize that it's a start of something that can really just bring you so much joy, and possibly some money, when you get older and years later.
Yeah, I can see the evolution. It's like it's more of what you call it. It's not the medium might not be what it is, but the idea could be presented somewhat in a different way.
Right.
Like I had the idea, I just need the right tools.
Exactly. You may not have all the tools right now, but if you continue working at it, you'll start to see the tools that you need, because you might have the right idea, but working with the wrong tools right now. And that's why I was working with the wrong tools. I was using paper and pencil to draw when my paper and pencil was better used for writing the story. And I found that the computer was a better tool for me to create the characters in the story.
Or just give me a computer, I'll make it saying and I'll just give it, I got it.
Yep.
Yeah, some other things. I used to like drawing. Then I was like, it was always I like abstract drawing because realistic drawing, I was like, that's my work.
Yeah. I liked a lot of animations, even as a kid. I love to focus on animations, and so that stuck with me.
Yeah. And then when I described the podcast was like this one continuous screen of just nonstop. Just everything's on fire, but everything's just moving.
Exactly. How I know you've been doing the podcast for a minute. How often have you been putting out your episodes for the podcast? Because I feel like that's a way to tell stories and share things with people as well.
It's been when I was planning it, I was like, I cannot do weekly because to keep up I will fall eventually. So that's why I pre-planned. I have the 10 episodes for each season, and then I decided to put it out the last week of January this year. That was a sad week, but
Okay.
And then just go 10 to 10, take 2 months off just because I needed time to take a break, recharge, and then just prepare for the next season.
I like that strategy. I really do like that strategy. I don't think, like, I have my Instagram Live, which season 2 started on September 29th. But a lot of the people that I'm looking to have on my show are a little bit busy right now, because the fall season and the end of the year and things have changed. So I might have to switch it up a bit. I don't, Instagram series are more weekly or daily type of productions. Yeah. I don't know about podcasts though. I might consider doing podcasts because you still get to hear, the conversations, but I really like the interaction with the audience and, being live and seeing people face to face. Well, screen to screen, to kind of have that conversation. So maybe a podcast in the future. We'll have to see. Who knows?
Yeah, it has a strength. Each side has strengths and disadvantages. This helps me just keep up with it because like consistency is the number one key. But in the down periods, just kind of I need to figure out how to get new people into it. And then by doing it weekly, eventually it's gonna catch up steam because people be like, all right, they get to that rhythm. Like, cool, is this week, next week, what day, and then
Right.
they tell the other people, and then the algorithm will realize and very cool people are actually interacting with this, and
Mm-hmm.
then it'll show it to more people, and then it just goes
And
like
you
that.
can have like your 10 episodes done in a like 2 week span, and then you just got to put it out, and you're good to
Yeah,
go.
what I gotta do is just edit, and then whatchamacallit, just put it in YouTube, and then just have the reminder on the phone like, hey, check it out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because at first I was gonna do 15, and
Mm-hmm.
then do it twice a year, 15, 15. Then my friend was like, that's a lot of work. So I was like, okay, I'll do it
I
10.
mean, you know, the right people will listen to 15 episodes. If they really love your show, they will listen to the 15 episodes. And honestly, it'll make them feel like, wait, where did it go? What happened? But just, think it from a publicist standpoint. If you were to do that and like do it twice a year, you'd also have to like give a little bit in that in between. So 10 might be that sweet point.
Yeah, that's why I did 10. It's the same amount of episodes, so just broken up between, instead of 2, it's 3
Right.
now. And then I added the transcripts.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It is. It is. When you're a freelancer, you are doing a whole lot more than just, being a interviewer in your case or being a publicist in my case. You are doing the daily tasks that, sometimes you have a team to help you and sometimes you're doing it by yourself. So it's interesting. It is very, very interesting. But I'm enjoying it. I have to say that much. I really am enjoying it. I'm hoping that I get in a position to hire a team in a few years. That's definitely one of the goals that I have for my business. Ranging in like different industries from marketing, advertising, writers, publicists, even. So yeah. What do you see with your podcast? Where do you see it going?
I think it could probably be a name of a bigger brand. So I was thinking about owning a production company and have different shows under it.
Mm-hmm.
And then having this as like the catalyst, or another way is like to license the name and then have different shows under that name, under Let's Gather name. So it's more of seeing where I'm falling. But I'm still trying to figure out my target market, because the podcast is pretty much specifically towards like me, and then I'm into multiple different things.
Right.
I'm still trying to find out how to even even categorize it. Let I know.
Honestly, sometimes we're just overthinking things.
Yeah.
But I had to like realize in the beginning, I was overthinking some of the things that I wanted to do and thinking that, oh, I gotta have, certain amount of knowledge to be considered an expert. I have to have, a website. Okay. I'm building a website. Don't get me wrong, but you don't want to, and I think a lot of interns learn this or hear this at one or many of their internships. I know when I was a freshman, they told us this a lot. When I was working at PwC, that you want to make sure you take your time to do the work properly rather than rush to put out something just to say you did it and have it done, and then having to go back and fix it. Because that is not, that's going to help people somewhat connect with you. But then when you have that client or you have that opportunity and you hand them, your product, your work, but then you have to kind of go back and fix it, and there's changes and stuff, they're probably gonna look at you kind of like, this person isn't actually ready. So just always, take your time. Not saying, slack your feet or anything, but just take your time to make sure you have it where you are 100% sure you're ready to put this out. If you're second guessing it, take a step back, get a mentor. Definitely get a mentor to help guide you to position yourself so that way you can be ready and continue to work on the skills that you need to get to the next level. But take a step back if you don't feel completely comfortable in what you have produced. And, reach out to your mentor, reach out to other experts and ask them questions to see, how you can change your work so that way when you present it to the world, it's good. And it's where you want it to be.
Of course. And when I put it out, I was like, why not? It's mostly, and then even things will evolve and change over time anyway.
Yeah. Yep. People are not going to not expect for change to happen, but try to, try not to have that change happen too many times. And make sure it makes sense. Make sure that it makes sense.
Of course. When you start your show, I'm like, oh my God, another show to watch.
I'm sorry?
When you start your show, I'm like, oh my God, another show to watch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let me see. That time.
Yeah. Still got a little bit of time.
Yeah. What else is going on? This marketing.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, freelancing is a little hard. And I feel like, there's 24 hours a day, and how you use that 24 hours is essential. But I kind of thought that I was going to be in a place where I'm going to have the same type of drive as like the people I've been working myself around, because you get into that feeling like you surround yourself with, experts, you surround yourself with people that are, doing it. You'll end up feeding off that energy and you'll, succeed you'll be just as great as they are. But the other side to that is that sometimes that can be a little bit intimidating when things don't go as planned. Like they may have been doing this for 8-10 years, which is not something that people tend to remember when you're working with experts and your mentor and supervisors. When you're just starting out, you don't know everything. You're learning, and that's great. But don't forget the skill that you learned in the beginning and keep sharpening those skills as you learn new ones, because that will really help you to get to that next level, knowing that, okay, you're really good with this aspect of the business. This aspect needs a little work. Like I am really good at writing press releases and pitches, but sometimes, developing the right graphic for Instagram or my Facebook page, I need a little bit of help with that. So I will ask my friend, my my good friend Tasia, she's really good at like creating these beautiful graphics and has an amazing aesthetic. And even Tiffany, she has a social media management service with her company, and she has 3 clients that I know, and their pages have just become so beautiful. And one day I will be hiring Tiffany because I want my page to be that beautiful too. But, you know, just take the time to work on the beginning. Work at the beginning. You have to pay your dues. That's something my mom always used to tell me. I never understood it, but pay your dues and continue to work on learning, listening, and developing the right skills. That's what's going to get you to the next level. And when you get to that level, go back and review those skills so that way you don't lose them.
Of course. Because I was thinking about the same thing. I was like, I'm only year 1, so well, when this comes out, this will be year 2. So
Yep.
I'm like, I did well for year 1. It started. Hopefully, I got the 1,000 downloads. I'll be like, yay, small goals.
Definitely, I believe it. I believe you will get there. I 110% believe you'll get there.
I'm at this current recording, I'm at 732. So.
Hey, you're almost there. You're almost there.
Yeah, and I'm more. And then I was speaking to like another episode in the season 3. He's talking to a marketer. He's more good like strategy, but he needs help with like to do like help with the graphics. So like I'm great at graphics and like just editing, but if somebody else can do like strategy, I'm like that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
It's all about building a team.
Exactly. Oh, this was definitely fun. I appreciate you inviting me onto the podcast. Like, I was excited to, hear what you've been doing with it, and share, some of my stuff. So yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, no problem. And the last question, what would you name your origin story?
I think I have 2 names. One might be Full Circle, which happens to be the name I have right now for my video game. I mean, I just believe that sometimes where you start and you don't know what you're doing or why you're doing this, things do usually end up coming full circle. And then the other name would just have to be young, ambitious, and curious.
Nice. Well, thank you for being a guest.
Yep.
Hope you do well. When our shows come on, I'll be like, oh my God, your show comes on first, and then my show comes on. And then we'll have it on our own network.
Speak it into existence. I'm here for the network.
Then we'll be in competition. I'll be like, all right, I see what she's doing. And I do it better.
No. There's enough room for everybody for the top. We're going to collaborate together. We're going to
Yes, we're going to collaborate as I get to the top. Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Yep.
I got another Zoom to go to.
Yes, I got a couple more Zooms to do. So I got to get back to work. But I, again, appreciate this opportunity. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
No problem. Anytime.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
That brings another episode of the Let's Cat Podcast to a close. Again, you can find out more about Bellz Signature Creatives by clicking the link in the description below. For next week, I have the host of the 2D podcast to speak about podcasting and learning about animation. I hope you can tune in next day, and I hope to see you there.